All right, so now we want to talk about what's the advantage of the series circuit and then what's the advantage of the parallel circuit. So let's first talk about the parallel circuit. So the parallel circuit is going to have two advantages. So the first you got this is what the parallel circuit, sorry about the noise. All right, so there's your parallel circuit. So one of the advantages of a parallel circuit is if one of these things goes, then you still have current. So the current can go through the other branch. So one of the classic examples of this is Christmas tree lights. Used to be Christmas tree lights were in series. So you'd have the electricity, it would go to bulb 1, bulb 2, bulb 3, and so forth. And so it worked until one of those bulbs went out. So if one of the bulbs goes out, then that means that all of the Christmas tree lights go out. If, however, they're in parallel, and modern Christmas tree lights are in parallel, so that means that if one of them goes out, all the rest of the bulbs stay lit. All right, so that would be one advantage of the parallel system. Another advantage of the parallel system is, did you notice that the current that was coming out of this battery here went into each of these resistors? So let's say that this was a light bulb, okay? This was a light bulb right here, and you only had a battery and a light bulb in there. Then it would be a certain brightness. Now put two light bulbs in there, it would be the same brightness. So that the same current that's coming out of here is going to be going into here and here. So the two light bulbs would be the same brightness. So let's say you got 1,000,000 light bulbs. All 1,000,000 of those light bulbs would be the same brightness. Now you might be saying, well, that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's take a single battery and attach it to 1,000,000 light bulbs. Well, just see what happens. Since each one of them is pulling the same amount of current, then this battery is going to be drained very, very quickly. Okay, so that would be a disadvantage. So with the series circuit, it has the disadvantage of that if one of them goes, they all go, and the current goes to zero. But it does have the advantage that if you put more light bulbs in there, each light bulb gets a little bit dimmer, okay, because it's taking the current that's coming out of here and is dividing it amongst each of the light bulbs so that each light bulb gets a little bit dimmer, but it conserves energy. So whereas if you did it in parallel, it's going to drain that battery pretty quick, but if you put them in series, it doesn't drain the battery quite as fast. You could also see this by calculating the powers. So I'll let you do that so that you could actually calculate the amount of power consumed by each of these resistors in parallel, and then the power that is consumed by the resistors if they were in series, and you would find that the power is much smaller when they're in series because it's not pulling as much current from the battery. So that's the advantages and disadvantages of them. All right, so now let's take a break, and when we come back, I just want to explain why the series circuit does what it does and why does the parallel circuit do what it does.